Hello there and welcome along. The Gardener Ben here with your next rose review. Now, the absolutely fabulous rose next to me, I've got a huge multitude of different flowers at different stages cut for you to showcase this rose's all characteristics in every part of its flower, all the way from tight bud to fully open and all the way round to when the flower is completely blown out and the petals are just about to drop. This fabulous burnt orange deep apricot rose is a new introduction from Peterbilt's for 2024. I had the pleasure of bringing this one as an online exclusive to my subscribers here on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok back in 2024 when it was released. Now it's going through its full personal review with myself. This rose is RNLI with courage, bred and introduced by Peterbilt's in support of the RNLI. 20% of the sales from this particular rose will go straight to the charity, supporting their continued work at sea. RNLI is an absolutely fabulous little small and compact rose that you can grow in a multitude of different places in the garden. This one is going to be receiving an 8 out of 10 for disease resistance with myself. Incredibly tough, incredibly resilient, and in trials here in the garden will put up with a whole host of different conditions, whether it's full sun, partial shade, whether it's a free draining or rocky soil, or whether you plant this on a good, nice, rich soil. It won't mind it. It will still flower just as nicely for you. So receiving an 8 out of 10 for disease resistance, so making it absolutely versatile and fabulous for growing in a multitude of different places in the garden, especially if you're a little bit lax on your maintenance if you're growing roses in pots. This particular rose will be small and compact, reaching around 3 feet by 3 feet. It produces a lovely domed shaped plant, very tidy and very graceful in its habit, occasionally throwing up 1 or 2 long stems. So if you wanted to actually plant this one underneath an obelisk and trained those taller stems up, you could do, or you could train this up the very, very bottom of a rose arch or arbor, just to fill in that mid space when most larger climbers are not particularly flowering particularly well. But RNLI, if you wanted to keep this as a small compact shrub, you can do so, reaching around 3 feet by 3 feet. Foliage wise, very, very high gloss. I'm going to bring this in right close to the camera for you. Very, very high gloss emerald green with a massive amount of sheen there. It almost looks like it's been sprayed with baby bio. It's got such a high sheen on it, deeply serrated around the outer edges. It's got plenty of texture, which obviously mirrors through into these very, very textural and very structurally formed flowers, which are semi-double. A really, really nice foliage. There is no barbing to the back of the leaf axil, making this one quite easy to handle. However, barbs are present across the rest of the plant, and I'm going to be rating this one as a medium with the thorn count today. Flowers are produced really freely all the way through the summer months, from the early part of June right the way through to the very, very end of September and into October when we experience the first frosts. They open from a really deeply rosetted, strong orange or burnt orange bud, which opens with this lovely texture and form. Let's get these out, and I'm going to show you these in their different categories for different stages for you. So first of all, in the strong bud form, very, very burnt orange, rich apricot with a small amount of golden yellow flashed up the back of the petals. They're deeply rosetted, highly textured, and they slowly but surely open out to this lovely, strong, burnt orange. Again, a rich apricot with those lovely flashes of apricot and yellow marbled through the back of the petals. The petals do this wonderful thing where they actually not only peel back, as you can see, to the actual leaf stem, but also curl backwards as well, giving loads and loads of texture and making this look like it has a much higher petal count than it actually does. Classified as a semi-double flower, this one is going to stand up to wind, rain and not ball as well. So a really weather tolerant particular rose. But this curling at back of the petals as it actually ages means that it rebuffs the weather nicely and looks like it has many more petals than it does. Slowly fading out to a rich apricot with a yellow And then slowly but surely, the last stages of that, a very, very heavy cream just before the petals blush. You can see that colour completely bleaching out, those little bits of apricot and yellow and those little bit tinges of orange still present there as well. Flowers are produced, note, both individually, like this one here, and in small sprays of between 3, 4, 5, and sometimes 7 flowers per stem. Let's put this back in the vase so it's easier to handle. It's a really, really very, very lovely charity rose from Peter Beals, which has a very, very bright future. There is very little fragrance on this one, unfortunately. I'm going to be rating this as a 2-star. It has notes of stronger on the earlier flower before it completely blows out. Got notes of green apple. So it's very clean and crisp on the palate. Green apple and elderflower. So it really is quite pleasant, but is very, very light. I say this one going to be scoring a 2 out of 10 for fragrance rating, given a whopping 8 out of 10 for disease resistance, and registered with a medium thorn count. A really lovely, very robust, incredibly reliable little rose, which here in home trials in the garden has stood up really well to a multitude of different tests, both dry and wet, wind and rain. This one has marched forward with wave upon wave of flower all through 2024 and into 2025, suitable for growing in a large pot or right at the very, very front of a border if you want to keep it 3 feet by 3 feet, or train those longer stems that it produces at the back end of the season up an obelisk or plant it at the side of a rose arch or arbor, where you can cover up the sides of those to about 4 or 5 feet in height. This one is RNLI with Courage, brand new for 2024, now fully reviewed in 2025 from Peter Beals.